Bob!
Well, howdy hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm just here by myself, basically playing Pokemon Crystal in Italian, a language I do not speak. If you've seen the first 3 episodes before this one, that won't be a surprise. Now, I did say that I was going to train up this Geodude, but after some consideration, I realized that I won't be able to trade it over, mainly because, for the following reason. I'll tell you about it while I'm actually training up this Zubat. Now, I don't want to... what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, is it nighttime again? Oh, it must not keep track of the time. Okay, what time does it say it is? It says it's 9, and it is... Okay, so that's what I thought. The game is not... because it's in the Retron 5, it's not keeping track of time when I don't have it booted on, which it would if it were just the regular cartridge, which makes sense. So, what I'm going to do is... Oh, I can't get that berry, because it's not the next day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to train up this Zubat to make it like me. And the Geodude, I can't really... whoa, there's Ghastlies here? Okay, well... Oh, shoot, I just remembered. So the Ghastly won't... So even if I catch this Ghastly, it's not really going to work for kind of the same reason. Oh, it knows Lick. Okay. The battery doesn't work on the cartridge, so I have to go get it replaced. So I'm having to depend on the Retron 5 for the save system. So I tried a couple of times to copy the save over from the Retron 5 to the actual cart, which the Retron 5 is fully capable of doing. But it didn't seem to take, which means that the battery is probably dead. So it's pretty easy to replace as far as I know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to solder whatsoever. If I did, I could probably do it myself. I don't have any of the tools. Never really even looked into soldering all that often. So yeah, I can't move the save to the cart. The reason I found that out is when I tried to move the save to the cart, I was going to basically grind off screen, right? But I can't because yeah. So I didn't feel like booting this up to grind. So oh wow, this is taking forever. Oh, and it just so happens that Zubat, I think, is the only Pokemon I currently have with moves able to actually fight ghosts. Shoot. Okay. And this isn't like Pokemon Sword and Shield. I don't get experience for catching them, so... Oh, man, I am not going to be able to beat this thing. That was... Okay, this is a mistake. I'm going to have to escape this fight. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure the... Oh, there's no escape. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the... Oh, shoot. I want this thing to like me! Okay, I need to switch it out for... Let's go to Geodude. Yeah, so the Geodude can't... I can't evolve it to its full form because... Sorry, my thoughts are a little jumbled. I just took some coffee. Because I can't trade. I have other, like, games in the generation, which I can use. However, those ones are... and they have working batteries, but this one doesn't, so... I can't move the save to the cart in order to actually do it, unfortunately. For those of you who don't really know, I mean, how would you not know this? But Pokemon is essentially one of those games where you couldn't catch every single Pokemon on in each of the versions, so you had to trade Pokemon from each version, and some Pokemon require trading in order to evolve to their final evolution. It just so happens that both the Ghastly that I was facing and Geodude, their final forms can only be reached, in this game at least, through trading. So, 2 Pokemon, and I really like Ghastlies, actually. I really like Ghastlies because they evolve into... Gengars. Well, Haunters and then Gengars. But if you're just going with a Haunter, you're not really getting the full experience, even though I kind of like Haunter better than Gengar as far as the design. Let's see here. I also, since I'm not going with this Geodude, I might try to pick up the Onyx that you get from trading the Bellsprout. Oh, why did I exit out of there? Sorry, I'm little jumbled. I literally just booted this up, and I'm starting again. So let's see if we can face something. Hopefully a bug, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, all right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now I need to face the question, do I want to just catch this, or do I want to battle it? Because I think Zubat is actually tipo coyote. I think that's bug, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, okay, so it's like... or actually, no, okay, so it's... What type is it? My goodness, I thought it was bug. Wow, it does so little damage. This is gonna take forever to... You know, I might as well, Frustrata? What? How does... Frustrata, is that Vine Whip? How is Frustrata Vine Whip? That's weird, okay. Okay, so the good news is it's not really damaging me, because I'm poison type here. And also flying, I think? So that has resistances against grass, but... I thought this was bug type for Leech Life. Sanguisuga. So, blood, so like Chupa. I talked about this in the last episode, but Chupa is chupar is to suck in Spanish. So Suga is a very similar etymological word to that, so I would that name does not surprise me in Italian. And I kind of have to say, speaking of Italian, since this is very topical, I've been on Twitter recently, and I don't know if you follow me at all, you'd probably see that I posted a whole bunch of stuff about this. The day that I'm recording this, the coronavirus is kind of like on everybody's minds. I know that my family's really concerned about it, so I won't mention too much about it, mainly because this is obviously kind of an escape from all that. I've been seeing basically Twitter feeds of the quarantine where it's super heartwarming. People are playing music to each other off their balconies in various cities and places in Italy. So, I'll take this thing down. I need the XP. But yeah, they're basically playing music to each other. I saw in Sicily, Naples, Turin, even in Rome, there was basically people playing music to each other. There was even one person who was like a DJ that was playing, I think, like the Italian national anthem or something from a rooftop. So, life finds a way, I suppose. Okay, that's Scontro. Okay, so yeah, a lot of these names for the Pokemon, like, moves make sense. Oh! You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get out of this patch of grass and... Okay. Well, what I can do is I can switch over to Totodile and have it beat it up for me. Yeah, because I am not going to be able to beat this thing. Okay, Totodile, go. Cambia. Okay, yeah. In Spanish, so I don't know if you saw, but when it said change, essentially change the Pokemon, cambiar in cambiar in Spanish is also the same. So to change. So cambia. Okay, this one was Ira, which is Rage, and this one's Scratch. That's Leer. Okay. So Leer, or what am I saying? Scratch should just be enough. So Bola. Bola is bubble. I actually don't know what the word for that is in Spanish. My Spanish ability is very limited, even. I was thinking of actually starting up Duolingo for Italian. Okay, good. That's leveling up. Totodile receives some XP. That's good. So, I was thinking of maybe taking some Italian, but I don't know if it would, like, confuse my Spanish, since they're very similar. I don't know. I mean, they both have different energies, So, it's sort of funny. Whenever when I started learning Spanish in high school, or even in college, I started having this problem. It was, basically, whenever I would pronounce something in a language that was other than my own, so a foreign language, essentially. Although technically I am also speaking a foreign language, because English doesn't come from the United States. Anyway, so when I was learning Spanish, and I would try to pronounce something in, say, like German or Russian, and I knew the correct pronunciation even, I would pronounce it with a Spanish accent. Because I guess my brain just defaulted to, like, oh, foreign language, pronounce it like Spanish. Oh, okay, here's a bug. Here's Spinnerack. What does this move? Is it... Oh, okay, it doesn't do very much. Okay, so I'm gonna have to switch over to, Milibave? Okay, so it failed. So something failed. Okay. But, I forget what I was saying. But, yeah, so I guess if I learned Italian, I might, like, pronounce it with a weird Spanish accent, because I know that, this is sort of a weird example, right? But I guess, even... I don't know why my mind went to this place, but Joseph Stalin, right? He, I guess he spoke Russian with, like, a Georgian accent or whatever. So, like, would I be different? Would I pronounce, like, like if I learned German or something, would I speak it with an American accent, or would I speak it with a like a Spanish, like an American Spanish accent or something? I don't know, because that's, you know, I'm sure that if I like learned the language, you know, that would, you know, happen, because, you know, a lot of I know this happens in like for Arabic, right? So I don't know any Arabic other than knowing that a lot of words in English actually come from Arabic, like alcohol and alchemy and algebra. A lot of our star names, things like that, come from Arabic. Even alcohol and cotton, surprisingly, it came from, the word cotton came from Arabic. But in Arabic, when you learn Arabic, you're basically learning like a regional dialect, essentially. Arabic is not as uniform, I guess, as like if you went from, you know, I guess a good comparison would kind of be like the United Kingdom. Like, you go to different places in the United Kingdom, and it's like you can barely understand people who are also speaking English. You might hear somebody who's like speaking Scots, essentially, which some would debate whether or not that's a, you know, a dialect of English, right? Yeah, let's switch over to Totodile here. Yeah, sort of that sort of thing, except for, from what I hear in Arabic, it's a little bit different. So like somebody from Egypt would be completely identifiable as an Egyptian, the way they spoke the way they spoke Arabic, right? Compared to somebody from like the Levant or from Syria or something. So I don't know why I was bringing that up. I tend to go on random tangents, I guess. So oh, I remember what I was going to say. So when you're learning a language, the person's dialect that you're learning it from also has a lot to do with it. For example, I'm throwing out a lot of examples here. Just, it's one of those things where I'm trying to get like the point across, and so I have to tell it in sort of indirect ways because my mind's not like a, you know, like a direct, you know, sort of thing. It's sort of like a branching path sort of thing. But so in Spanish, if I were actually learning the Spaniard version of Spanish, maybe I would pronounce it with like a lisp, almost, on certain words. So I forget exactly where, like, for example, in certain regions of Spain, there's like the word zapato. It's not pronounced like that, so it's, I forget which one of the syllables has the lisp. It's either zapatos or it's zapatos, or it's something like that. But essentially, if I were learning from somebody from that region, I might, you know, develop that accent marker. Or, for example, the double L in Spanish is pronounced like a Y, so it's like ya, essentially. So like llamas would be like llamas, like, you know, the animal. But in certain regions of Spain, or not, what am I saying? Certain regions of like Latin America or South America, they might pronounce it differently. So instead of a ya, it's more of a ja or a ja, which is interesting. And I found that in my speech, I actually prefer to go with the ja or the ja more than I do the ya. And it's just sort of maybe the person I was maybe the person I was learning from did that more, you know? Or maybe I just like the sound of it better. So that already would influence my own accent if I were speaking. I'm sure my own mother, she went to Chile. And my mother actually speaks Spanish fluently. She's actually a Spanish teacher. And she teaches like English and Spanish. She's bilingual to like kids. And I'm sure that her version of Spanish is very much influenced by her experiences in Chile, where she basically learned the language. And from what I understand, Chileans tend to speak very, very fast. So there's almost a meme that Chileans make learning Spanish a little bit harder. So, I mean, props to my mom, I guess, for learning Spanish in a place where it's harder. But let me take a drink here. Okay, so it wasn't effective. That's good. Sorry, I'm just going into brain dead mode here, so. But hopefully this Zubat... Okay, good. The Zubat's leveling up. So, Supersonic, okay. Super Suono? I'm not sure how to say that in Spanish. Okay, how much health does Totodile have? It really depends on that. Oh, okay, he's barely hurt at all. Let's keep leveling up Zubat. So that's my language rant for today, I guess. But you know, let's actually catch this Bellsprout. We're gonna catch this Bellsprout and use it as a... Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna catch the Bellsprout and use it as a trade for the Onyx. Because the Onyx is going to be super effective against the bird. The bird gym leader. So it's interesting, there's a lot more variety starting out in this game than there is in like the original Pokemon game, like Blue, Red, Yellow. There's so many... It's interesting how many different types of Pokemon are just in the first couple of zones here. I almost kind of prefer Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal over Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, and I guess technically Green. I don't know, just... It's the one I started with, so I guess it's the one I'm most nostalgic with. So it's part of me that way. In fact, yeah, it was the first gaming system I ever owned, was the Game Boy Color. So I don't think... Like, I think my brother found it in his stuff or something once, so it's around like my parents' house, that original like atomic purple Game Boy Color. But now I have the GB Boy Color, which I actually have a review for on my channel. And that the GB Boy Color works pretty well. It's basically, it looks very similar to a Game Boy, and yeah, if you're interested in basically a way to play your old Pokemon games still, or your old Game Boy games, I would recommend checking that out. I'll probably put a link to it in the end card or in the description, if I remember, I guess. Although I do watch these episodes before I actually post them, so I should remember. Sopranome. Just what do you want to name it? Okay, so yeah, this so long as I level up this Zubat a little bit, it should be fairly effective against, like, grass types. Eventually it's gonna... Oh, I'm gonna have to, like, look up the names of moves when they get more than 4 moves, which is coming soon, but... Okay. Something about being fast. Megaly? Okay, where is the Onyx guy? Is this the... Okay, here we go. Here's the Onyx guy. Yeah, let's trade. Bellsprout. Okay, we're connecting the game link. Trading Bellsprout. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here. I wasn't expecting to talk this much, actually, so... Yeah, I wasn't expecting to start off doing the solo thing at all, because usually I have another person who's here with me. So it's a little unique, just kind of like maintaining a conversation by myself. It's usually I have somebody to talk at, you know, so it's Although I've had a lot of practice doing that sort of stuff since I work in call centers a lot, so... I don't know, I'm looking forward to this. I really miss playing this generation of Pokemon. Now, I know that Onyx tends to get outclassed fairly quickly. Oh, it's got a... What is it holding again? It's probably a berry. Baka Amara? Okay, so that's some sort of berry. Okay, we'll just let it hold that. So that knows Tackle and Stridio? No idea what that is. I'm going to pull up my phone here and translate that. But, let's see here. So using the Google app. Sturp. Okay, so I think that's Rap. Screech. Okay, it's Screech. Okay, so that makes sense. So it knows Tackle and Screech. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is end the episode here. In the next one, we will continue, which I look forward to. So thanks for watching. This is Frakbox, and have a great day.